ya. My fellow Ambazonians, una good evening for all una and friends of Ambazonians. So una good evening for all una. Now welcome for say I want time when I say una don't take the time for joining for this broadcast for today. Una welcome. I hope say una get a beautiful weekend. I hope say all una get a great weekend. I hope say una get some rest. I hope say una take some time for spending with families, with friends. I hope say things that the work are fine. I hope say if you get small business, your business will work are fine. If you get small market, your market will work are fine. I hope say all una they fine. I hope say una they take good care of ourselves. We understand say na time for war, but at the time that we're supposed to take more better care of yourself and for take care of your family. All right. So all my place day, una come well for this broadcast, live broadcast for today or live streaming for today. We're now Monday for July number 5 day for the month of July for 2021. I be una brother Asu Lucas, when are the press secretary for the Executive Office for Governing Council of Ambazonia. So my fellow people, today I get very important thing where I want can discuss them for una. Today, I want can talk for the Ambazonian people them between I want can differentiate for explain them actions of agitation where they no go give the Ambazonian people anything versus actions of liberation where they will give the Ambazonian people them freedom. I want can give our people them a clarity and understanding, something we all we get for know, so that we know the kind actions them where if we carry on, they be guaranteed for give our people them freedom and independence. And other actions them where if we continue for carry on, they be guaranteed for give the Ambazonian people them not just a negotiation with La République du Cameroon, and La République du Cameroon ego so continue for be in charge of Ambazonia. Why people need this clarity. And so, like the person will give the best quality of education, like the person will do the research and analysis for bringing this kind of talk, it be very important for place over there for una forget this understanding. And I will give una the facts. I go also take una for the actions so they don't take place for ground zero. I go take una bring una the video we don't come up for that side from Guti for the actions with the forces they carry out from Guti and they take down to La République du Cameroon colonial occupation forces. We'll bring una those videos. But some very important thing we're going to show una today. Something very important. Something will be so special. Something we will never ever see them. I go to reveal una which it go on for ground zero. And it go make every single person. We want the freedom of Ambazonia. We want the independence of Ambazonia. And it want make our people they be liberated. Which I go show una today. It go make all intelligent Ambazonians, smart Ambazonians. They go really, their heart will be very happy for this discussion. So all man go live here today with a good sense of direction, a sense of purpose, and a sense of focus. All right? So when I place day, make we start the conversation. Before I want to enter for the discussion, we bring all we for here. I want first of all honor this brother with the Kili Jibril, with the colonial forces of La République du Cameroon. Now, young Ambazonian this, it did do very well for life. It did drive for a motto for inside Ambazonia. La République du Cameroon military, the occupation forces of La République du Cameroon, the pulley for corner road, shoot it right for a chest for no reason. Simply because it be an Ambazonian. And the population from Gwen, they rise up. Make we watch the video, we see the population, their reaction after the year say they are picking, it don't be killed by the colonial regime. When I watch.
Hey, hey, we go kill. We go kill them tire. Hey, hey, we go kill them tire. Now many times we go kill. Pobia go kill. Oh. How many people Pobia go kill? Pobia go kill. Oh. How many people Pobia go kill? Hey, we go kill them tire. We go kill them tire. Hey, hey, we go kill them tire. Now many times we go kill. Pobia go kill. Oh. How many people Pobia go kill? Pobia go kill. Oh. How many people Pobia go kill? Hey, we go kill them tire.
After they killed his brother yesterday, the population from Gwen, they come out, they take the streets for protest and demonstrate against the colonial occupational system of La République du Cameroon and their terrorist army, police, and gendarme. The only reason why they killed this brother is simply because he be an Ambazonian. That's the only reason that. So, the leader of our war of independence, Dr. Ayabacho, he don't follow the story, he follow the development, and they don't give you full briefing for which it take place, how they kill this brother, this Ambazonian, and the leader for our war of independence, Dr. Ayabacho, he don't make this, he don't send this message to the Ambazonian people then. Make we listen to the leader, and then I go come bring una the story proper. Make we listen for the leader a message. We talk about the killing of this brother.
My fellow Ambazonians, this is Dr. Choiba. I know today is Country Sunday, and I addressed that in my message of yesterday. We recognize your sacrifices, what you have gone through, not only in the past 5 years, but most of us were born under the tyranny of Cameroon, where we had no opportunities. Our dreams became nightmares. Everything you wanted to become never happened. You then started hoping for your children. The only place that they could find hope was to integrate themselves in the corrupt machinery of the same system of curtailment and deprivation. Others joined the military of the killer regime, not to serve the country, but as a source of earning a living. The floodgates of exile opened. Hundreds of thousands of our people escaped the country, some in self-imposed exiles, those who went for economic exile, the few who went for on educational exile. 99% became a victim of the political repressive machinery that are denied us access to services, schools, and opportunities. Thousands and thousands of our people find themselves in exile, running away from their own homeland because an invader had moved in and instituted a system that was totally different from our daily reality. Those who oppose it ended up in crammed-up jails, subjected to torture, psychological and physical, inhumane and degrading treatment in the form of detention, poor feeding, overcrowdedness, psychological battery, loss of hope. They took our people through court systems, usually the military system, with no representation, where their judgment had already been a political decision handed over to judges. So while we lived in our country and had no opportunities, those who dared raise their finger ended up in the jail of the occupier. That has become the fate of the Ambazonian people. Those who rose up to ask for a GCE board were murdered. Those who asked for a university were murdered. Some of us who managed to sneak ourselves into the University of Boya, that was simply just a glorious high school. Thousands emerged from there to integrate within the same status quo, lack of opportunities. But those who went to school and those who didn't go to school ended up in the same system, nothing to offer themselves, nothing to offer their families. They joined the train into exile. When lawyers and teachers rose up to ask to be integrated into the system, to be treated as Cameroonians, they were rubbed in mud, treated with contempt. When the people rose up, they loaded their bayonets in helicopters, military trucks from all their military bases to show us who was in charge. They murdered because they knew, of course, the international community was with them. We were powerless. We depended on them for economic survival. We depended on their airports to be able to even escape. We depended on their passport to be able to escape. So They had become so arrogant because they had taken us as their slaves that they thought we could do nothing. That is how we found ourselves under a system that somehow, knowingly or unknowingly, we perpetuated. Those who even rose up sometimes were accused by our own people of disturbing the status quo, making them more angry, making them to become more killers. Those who were in jail, it became their family issue. Because it was your own kids, I didn't care. Because it was your father, it didn't bother me. Because they were from your village, it didn't bother my village. Until it became the concern of everybody's family, everybody's village, and everybody's nightmare. Cameroon today is everybody's nightmare. And until we realize that, it will be difficult for us. Cameroon must be everybody's nightmare. Every village's nightmare. That is why when we are mad with those who work for them, it's not simply because they work for them, it's the consequences of what works of what working for them brings to our people. Burning down of more than 600 villages, snitching on our fighters without consequences, betraying our people, causing the decapitation of Samsoya, the burning down of Mamiapi, the displacement of millions of people. It's not because they simply just work with them. The chiefs who constitute their instrument of legitimation gives the international community the belief that, we are simply radicals and the majority of our people simply want to integrate. And that empowers Cameroon to get more loans, more guns, more bullets to continue its killings of our people. An enabler is not simply someone who wants to work with them. It's someone who enables the killings of our people, snitching on our soldiers, betraying where they hide, and causing the death and imposing pains to families. Cameroon must become the nightmare of everyone. Yesterday we all watched how in Gwen, in close range, Jibril from the great state of Sok, driving his car known to the killers who mount checkpoints, illegal checkpoints on our street. The new Jibril, he's a familiar figure. Hear what happened. Knowing him didn't spare him. They murdered him in cold blood. We saw the anger in the population in that particular neighborhood as they paraded his body on the streets of Gwen. Sometimes we have seen Gwen as a black hole in the resistance within Bamenda, where some of them have violated country Sundays, enabled the colonial regime. What has been the consequences? The life of Jibril suddenly ended in broad daylight by an illegal system that wasn't supposed to be there. When the people rose up, what happened? It became simply a Gwen issue. Why? Why did Metakwata not join? When the 4 kids in Metakwata were murdered, didn't Gwen rise up? Why didn't Tarinko not rise up? Why did Bianche not rise up? Why was it left only for Gwen, for the victims, the immediate vicinity where Jibril was killed, to rise up? That is why the struggle for our liberation and emancipation and self-actualization of our nation is taking longer. Because we are not collectively rising up in defiance against tyranny within all the neighborhoods. Hundreds of massacres committed in our homeland. Thousands of people bludgeoned and murdered in cold blood. Our mothers begin to dig graves. Cameroon must become a tragedy for everyone. Cameroon must become a nightmare for every family, for every neighborhood, every village. It must be a collective fight for a collective survival. Thousands of our people are locked up in jail. Do we feel the pain? Or is it only the concern of the families of those people? Thousands of our people are buried in unmarked graves. Do you feel the pain, or you leave it to the family of the victims? The death of an Ambazonian anywhere must be the concern of all Ambazonians everywhere. The murder of an Ambazonian on our street anywhere, whether in a Kata, whether in Tombe, whether it's in Tole, must be the concern of an Ambazonian in Alabukam, in Guzang, in Gunako, in Jindom, in Tamafe, in Yellow. Until we adopt this collective principle, we will be walking on tiptoe stance when we have the unique opportunity to raise like warriors and tell these butchers of our people that your days in our land have come to an end. Our population must know that we aren't going back to the days of tragedy and hopelessness. The population of Ambazonia must know we will not get up one day and end this resistance until the last forces of Cameroon are out of our country. Anyone who dreams of normalcy, return to status quo, where we suffered, where we were humiliated, where we treated with contempt and disdain, you are wasting your time. The earlier all of us, despite our disagreement and differences, identify the one enemy that imposes pain on us, the better for us. The earlier we get our locked up comrades to walk back home, the IDPs to return home, the refugees, the exiles to come back to reconstruct our country for the benefit of every Ambazonian. Until then, we will continue the pocket resistance until we change sporadic actions into systematic actions that humiliates the enemy on our street and restore pride and dignity to the Ambazonian people. We should not, never allow an Ambazonian citizen to be killed and we don't rise up. When the kids of Soweto were massacred, the people of South Africa rose up. They rose up. We must begin as a people to function like one. That the tragedy of one family must become our tragedy. The tragedy of a particular village must become our collective tragedy if we want to succeed as a people. And that this is not a liberation struggle for the Ambazonian fighters alone. It's a struggle for everyone. The crippled, the blind, the deaf. It must be a collective fight. Because the outcome is not going to be for the fighters alone. It's not going to be for any so-called leader. It's not going to be for all those who claim to hold positions. It's going to be for every Ambazonian. The freedom we seek is for the people, the 8 millions, and all those who inhabit our soil. That's why those who have moved into Ambazonia for sanctuary, for economic opportunities, must also become part of this collective endeavor to end the nightmare that must be everybody's nightmare. Cameroon. I thank the people of Gwen and everyone, all commanders operating in Bamenda, must make sure any time the people rise up, you must strike on the enemy as hard as you can and call on all the population of the city to rise up in support of that particular neighborhood, of that family, of that village. That is what it means to be an Ambazonian.
All right. That one. And the message we come out for the leader of our war of independence, Dr. Ibacho. This message, it come because as we see our brother Jibril, will la Republic cut a life very short simply because he be an Ambazonian. And not only the people for Gwen, they take to the streets. What happened with more than the 600,000 people for the entire city of Bamenda? What you wanna go think say go happen? When as the leader talk, when they kill one Ambazonia, the entire city of Bamenda, 600,000, all man, papa, mommy, big papa, big mommy, auntie, uncle, brothers and sisters, every person, it take to the streets for send one singular message to the occupier. Say the people no go tolerate Cameroon terrorism on the Ambazonian people. And say the people, they don't rise up for tell them they pack out. Wait till things say go happen. When the terrorist occupational colonial forces of Cameroon, they kill one Ambazonia, and the entire city, a march to the gendarme headquarters, march to the B station, march to the army barrack, march to the police station. What you wanna think say go happen? For send them a powerful message. What you wanna think say go happen? When the people they go, they kill mommy, they kill Pekin, and the people immediately go take over the police station and burn the entire police station down. What you wanna think say go happen? But just as they sing them, oh, they go kill with tire. Oh, Pobia go kill with tire. They go sing them for their parliament. They make like say they no hear. Because they don't tell their occupation, police, army, gendarmes, and B. Say your life no matter. And they feel useless you. Your life no matter until you make your own life matter. When I hear fine. Your life to the occupational system no matter until you teach them say your life matter. They did it for economic benefits. Not be because they care about you. And so now the Ambazonian papa them and mommy them and brothers and sisters and uncles and aunts. Now you must teach the enemy who you be. Until we teach them. Say those things don't be accepted from Ambazonia. They go continue. Now the message that. And it must be collective. Even if it happen at Fokumba, the entire Ambazonia must rise up. One Ambazonia. Now all we. Now one Ambazonia. The spirit of the defiance must intensify. And I'm going to talk this for today. Before I go for the, make a bring one of the news we come out for Guti. Oops. I wait till it go on now. Okay. First, now goes down this Oboya.
Yes, today na 5th, number 7 month 2021. This is the AGD of Fako under the leadership of Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba. With the Salo the Egg of Sea family. I would make the international community know say now AMBAZONIA they win and I will decide how our country get for worker. When I say our ghost town on Monday be well respected. So now the AGD of Fako will control. So today na Monday, number 5th on Monday. Number 7 month 2021 with the ADF for Fako under the leadership of Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba. We the third international community, our country, they on our own. We don't take our land, and so it will remain. Long live the Federal Republic of AMBAZONIA. Then 5th, number 7 month 2021. This is the AGD of Fako under the leadership of Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba. With the Salo the Egg of Sea family. I would make the international community know say now AMBAZONIA they win and I will decide how our country get for worker. When I say our ghost town on Monday be well respected. So now the AGD of Fako will control. So today na Monday, number 5th on Monday, number 7 month 2021 with the ADF for Fako under the leadership of Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba. With the third international community, our country, they on our own. We don't take our land, and so it will remain. Long live the Federal Republic of AMBAZONIA. Short live the struggle. When we see and say our ghost can be very, very effective for inside Fako. Thank you all. Now God, now give power.
All right. We want to take this opportunity for honor all AMBAZONIANs across the territory. We want honor all our mommy them and all papa them, all our business people them, all our buy and sell them, all market woman them and sister them. Even picking them because of this war, picking them too, they don't sell, they don't become a buy and sell them. So we want honor every AMBAZONIA, where today he honor Country Sunday, he honor the Independent Day Ghost Town. For all across the 13 states of AMBAZONIA, the results is even the same. The voice when I don't hear them. Now from the ADF commander for the great state of Fako, and so I want court cafe for our commander for the great state of Fako for the enforcement of Ghost Town on behalf of the people them. Captain Small Pikin, your place day pa, your place day. Now make we go for Guti and make we enter inside the forces from Guti they do am. Now they work this for the forces them from Guti when I watch.
Like Leveris. And this round kid animal picking. I squad this. Round kid them na race we go.
One way they don't stand it.
Round kid
And this General animal picking. When I mammy them, I come arrive for Manfe. I come bound them from Guti. I General animal picking. Na rendis. When I mammy them bombo them.
Another one is Obuji.
Another one this. Like that. Boy, move that you gon' prove. Mammy and bombo them. Look like you gon' prove magazine today. Now in this, we don't feel them.
like Leveris. And this round kid animal picking. I squad this. Don't kill them. Now the race will go.
One way they don't stand it.
Don't kill them.
Now in this Nigerian animal picking. When I'm mommy them, I come arrive for Manfe. I come arrive for Manfe. I come mount them from Guti. Nigerian animal picking.
That one, na general animal picking that. We all wanna know he. Now a great general for the great state of Manu. Now one of the top generals in that for the great state of Manu. So, General, your place day, and on behalf of the Ambazonian people them, one thank on a plenty for this great work we wanna don't do for come out right for the great state of Manu. Now the block by block strategy this, where a general know say some place day for some other place will be weak than for place where they. And if follow that intelligence, it come up for the great state of Manu. Come right from Guti. Right from Guti. For we know say they say an opportunity they for you for take down the enemy. They bring down 2 La République du Cameroon terrorist occupation forces and they do 2 harvest for 2 sticks. We go help them for double their actions. So General, we salute you and your brave forces. We thank you plenty on behalf of the Ambazonian people then for the defense of homeland. So for this weekend, for that side for Paris, the people them for La République du Cameroon citizens, they be go for Paris for go protest against Pobia. And so the Ambazonian people them, they go to talk, say they say, they go take that opportunity, say citizens of La République du Cameroon, they go protest. Then they go there for go make Ambazonia, for act Ambazonia, their own voice for Ambazonia. So our brothers and sisters them, they come up for UK, they come up for all places of Europe, they come up for all sides. Even Willie de Paris, he talks, he says he must go represent Ambazonia. So Willie de Paris, he enter for there and they take over for make Ambazonia. Make them know say, the Ambazonian people, they already go. Ambazonia, they ask for freedom and for independence. And when I hear what Willie de Paris, he and our sister Erica, we come out UK, he go for France. When I hear, not then this.
Live in Paris.
This is live in Paris. This is live with General Ivo cap.
I'm with Willie de Paris.
Yes.
We are live.
This is my general's cap. For all the generals in Ground Zero, I put this in your behalf. I love you and continue to do the good job. Willie de Paris.
Thank you, Willie de Paris. It was nice meeting
Amba
you.
boy na me.
I'm so proud of you.
Amba boy na me.
Ambazonia shall be free. Live in Paris.
This is live in Paris. This is live with General Ivo cap.
I'm with Willie de Paris.
Yes.
We are live.
This is my general's cap. For all the generals in Ground Zero, I put this in your behalf. I love you and continue to do the good job. Willie de Paris.
Thank you, Willie de Paris. It was nice meeting
Amba
you.
boy na me.
I'm so proud of you.
Amba boy na me.
Ambazonia shall be free.
Willie de Paris. Sister Erica, we thank you plenty. Now our sister that, Amber Queen Erica, they come out England with a lot of other Ambazonians them. They go for Paris, for go internationalize the Ambazonian people, their aspirations. And as they go for Paris, they go meet up with our brother Willie de Paris. As they meet up Willie de Paris say, hey, I beg, una come. I be the fan, una. Who's Willie de Paris say, eh, not be na General Ivo that. I beg, una give me that cap. Now Mami Erica say, he say, who's this cap they come out? Why me I not get my own General Ivo cap? That's what Willie de Paris they talk. Why they know? He say, a hold me Willie de Paris. General Ivo cap. They not send them for me. Now when Mami Erica say Willie de Paris problem, no, they can't take him. Mami Erica take the General Ivo cap. He put them for Willie de Paris head. He take Ambazonian flag. He covered them for Willie de Paris' shoulder. Now Willie de Paris say, I'll not go wear Ambazonian flag and I can't wear shirt. Willie de Paris move shirt for France. He take Ambazonian flag. He cover them for his skin. This artist them too. This show people them. So Willie de Paris, he represent Ambazonia speak on behalf of the Ambazonia. As when I hear, he make a song. So for honor General Ivo. Alright? So now the story that we come up for that side for Willie de Paris. We also want to thank Willie de Paris and one thank our sister. We want to thank them plenty. We thank Willie de Paris for the honor we give for General Ivo and for the greetings and respect we show and for all the generals for the territory. So we thank una plenty. All right. Now make a take una. I go inside what discussion we everyone can get for all we today. 2 days ago, the Ambazonian people, they mobilize, they gather themselves. The Ambazonian Governing Council, it put out a big fundraising on Saturday, and Ambazonians all over the world, they join, they participate for this fundraising. So I want to thank all Ambazonians them for all over the world. I want to thank all auntie them, uncle them, brothers, sisters, big papa them, big mommy them, all man. I want to thank our beautiful big mommy them for Holland. I want to thank our big mommy them for England. I want to thank big mommy them for Germany. Now big mommy them, they always start this fundraising. So big mommy them, I want to thank una plenty, and I want to tell una say we love una plenty, and we thank una for the say una they take una pension money. Una talk say they say una want make the Ambazonia beef as free, maybe free as quickly as possible. Now una they take una small pension money instead for enjoy life. Una say no, una must contribute them, gear for the fighters, for the forces. May they make sure say they liberate homeland, so that when I fit go home, when I go enjoy, when I retirement for better climate and for place when I fit chop organic, healthy chop. All right, so that when I live longer. So one thank all man we participate for the fundraising. One thank the initiators and for the fundraising, Pache and Comrade Ketcher and the people for the patriotic forum. One thank una say una be lead the effort for this month fundraising. One thank una plenty. I also want thank a comrade for Canada here for just the early morning for Saturday. He sent me a message. I be still there up at the read around 2 o'clock for night. He just sent me a message. Say, hey, you still there up? I say, yes. He said, my brother, I did follow the education and the leadership we provide them for our people them. I did follow the inspiration we give them for our people them. I really be very happy with the kind work we do them on behalf of the Ambazonian people them through Dr. Ayabai office. I really be very happy with the work we work for help with the ADF for make sure say things that work are fine for the territory and the services we render them for the Ambazonian people. It's a bit so proud of the work we do and the strategic education in terms of action which we go do and we go work. And his talk say they say how I fit make a contribution. I say okay, say we'll get a mission for Canada here. He say yes. I say okay, send the money for the mission. Within 15 minutes, by the time when me and he finish talk, 15 minutes later, it already make a contribution of $1,000 from one of those short videos and where they make them and then the communication department they take them, package them, and he really understand the strategy and what he make the egg of sea leadership, it be the egg of sea leadership in terms of the vision and the strategy for the liberation. Immediately, he sent $1,000. First time. So my brother, respect. I thank you for your intellectual understanding and I thank you for your objective thinking and reasoning. When people they rise above nonsense, above tribalism, they start for follow na waiting the work. They start for follow na strategic thinking, na strategic vision. They start for follow na hard work. They bypass noise and look for what to be real. For the Ambazonia Governing Council, would they attract na the highest quality people them within the Ambazonian population. The people them for AGOVC and ADF, the people that they donate and contribute and work and serve for AGOVC and ADF, now people them for scientific thinking, strategic reasoning, people them with pure understanding, whether they follow na way to the work. So if when I see the people that they be really follow the AGOVC and believe for AGOVC and ADF, now people that they get the highest level of education, people that they get the highest level of class, people that not be interested for noise or traditional politics or some village thing or some tribe thing. Now people that want results. So if now they see the kind class and quality, now people they believe for empirical knowledge and science and evidence. Now the kind quality of people in that where the egg of see the attractor, both on the ground and for outside here. Now people where they believe for nationalism and not tribalism. Now people where they want progress and not noise. Now the difference that between AGOVC and other movements. Because AGOVC be known for one thing: vision, strategy, action, results. AGOVC be known, the brand of AGOVC, vision, right? Vision, strategy, action, results. Now AGOVC that. So the Ambazonia War of Independence, it be made up of two groups. If you take all the group them, whether the when I call say movements or groups or leaders, now two types the day for Ambazonia War of Independence. One group, one side, where they only preach na agitations. The other side, they preach liberation. As I don't explain it for all now, most of the actions where they can't tell when I say they want independence. A leader not tell you say want you independence, but they not provide you with a roadmap and they not provide you with a strategy. Any movement where they talk about the independence or restoration of independence of Ambazonia, but they never ever provide the Ambazonian people them with a roadmap and a strategy. They never ever provide the Ambazonian people them what will be their own roadmap for liberation. They never ever provide the Ambazonian people them what will be their strategy of the liberation. That one na baloney, na bullshit, na pure lies, na pure manipulation, na pure deception. It is like 419. You go for 419 person. It tell you say if you give me 100,000, I go make a me you get 200,000. But the person don't want to tell you how. It just tell you say if you give me 100,000, I go double your money. I go just make I get 200,000. Any movement, any leader, where it don't ever tell you say it be a leader and it be a movement. If they never ever tell you what it be their vision, what it be their roadmap for giving independence, and what it be their strategy for giving independence. And if you continue to believe them, then something be very wrong with you. If after 5 years, you continue to listen for those kind of people, then there is something fundamentally, psychologically, biologically, socially, morally wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. You be blind. Something is wrong with you. For the belief for baloney, for the belief for bullshit, for the belief manipulation, for belief for daylight deception. That means say you believe for 419. That means say you be for those people then. Where you believe say 419. Now true. Say if I give 100,000, they go make me become 200,000. And you don't need to take no action. Any movement where they preach to a people, say they go give you independence, but they not give you their roadmap and they not give you their strategy. And if you did listen for them, then you did craze. Then you and craze man no difference all day. Then you be a Zamzam man or a Zamzam woman. All right? For 5 years, 2 movements a day. One movement, they do an agitation. That means that they tell the people, say, we'll give them independence, we will give them freedom, but they don't give them a strategy, they don't give them a roadmap. That's the first one that. All the other movement, them, I don't need to call their names. All the other activists, them. When I name me which activists, we never can describe for all una a roadmap and a strategy for liberation. And a plan of action. Which one? None. Now only mob. Today they will carry una go for this side. Tomorrow they will tell una this one. After 2 weeks they can't tell una this one. The next day they can't tell una this one. Tomorrow they will tell una the support na this one. 3 days later they can't tell una no the support na this one. The next day they will tell una no that one a bad person. Oh today na this person be good. They keep on confusing una day in day out for all that you do. Now for waste una time. Because na actions of agitation. Any movement we never ever give the people them a roadmap and a strategy. They preach na generalization. And their generalization, it means say all what they mean as say they take advantage of the people, their resistance, and therefore when I see them like movements, but they need to do nothing. At the end of the day, they just want to make now the people them for ground zero. They do ghost town, they carry out 1 or 2 small action here, and then at the end, nothing in order for ground zero. For 4 years, since 2000 and from 2017, 2018, 2019, might just start them for 2018, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. 4 years now. The same fight we did for ground zero. Now the same fight still day today. For those groups them. The same actions where the boys have been carrying for 2018, 2019, 2020. Now the same. Nothing never change. Now agitative actions. All what these people that they do, the focus of agitative groups. Would there be agitative groups? Sako IG na agitative movement. Siseko IG na an agitative movement. Dr. Akwanga APLM where he don't become part of Sako IG because APLM don't disappear. Na an agitative movement. Bo Hebet organization where it don't disappear, it don't become an AMBAZONIA calling, it don't become a podcast. Now an agitative movement. What I mean? When I follow my understanding, when I just make a reason together, when I notice an asu, when I follow the understanding. They ask people they may rise up on the ground. But since those boys they rise up on the ground, if when I don't look at Sako came in for 2018. It came in for March for 2018. Since then, when I look for all their defense forces, them sticks, they're not dead, but every day they raise money for one name. Their dominant group, where they be show all una, where they call them say the Red Dragons. Today they don't disappear. Even field marshal no fit show a face for outside. All those weapons, they want to be seen with the Red Dragons. They don't return them back for places where they be come out. All wanna know this one. The small boys, they remain. Where all them they remain. Part of the Red Dragons. It been a Ayeke group. Where they broke from the Red Dragons. Ayeke go for me own. What happened with Ayeke? Like the public B, they take over Ayeke, a group. All wanna know this one. They finally kill Ayeke, burn villages, cut all planted them, and then they take down Ayeke. Then those boys who they be there for with Ayeke, when I see all them, they go back for the B camp them, and the other one they surrender themselves, say they don't enter DDR. All same with field marshal forces. Until today, who's at the field marshal day? No man, no place where he day. Then they would remove na old audio, put an out for una. It day on the run. Red Dragons disappear. Now only about 5 of those boys they don't remain. And when I don't see sometimes 1 or 2 times they will carry out actions. We are really applaud them for the use explosives carry out actions. Now actions of agitation. The goal of all this movement, though I don't name them, Siseko IG, Sako IG, Bo Herbert e Ambazonia calling when I podcast, APLM of Dr. Kwanga, Elvis Kumetawe also so don't join them. Now agitative movement, we all waiting that is seek for, now for take advantage for the ground, so that the fit go shidon will pour beer for table for negotiate. When I get all the evidence, you know if he talks say you want liberation, but you need to buy guns. You know if he talks say you want liberation, but you need to train forces, you need to recruit forces, you need to build forces, you need the armed forces. Because you rely on the ghost town, and once in a while, forces they carry out this small action for you, and then they carry out that small action for them. Those things they no will ever liberate the Ambazonian people then. Until you start for build a force where when those forces they carry out these block by block agitative actions, push La Republic out, as we call and make the territory ungovernable. You make the territory ungovernable, you push La Republic to Cameroon out through block by block, these sporadic, spontaneous actions, where I don't tell when I say they're fine, but they not be enough. Because those actions by themselves, they only constitute agitative actions, where at the end, the world go look within Ambazonia, say they not get what it take for either defeat Cameroon. So the actions, if those actions they continue, waiting they go cause now more pain and suffering on the Ambazonian people them, because you go carry out those small actions, you come out, you not build a force for bring security and provide peace and defend those people then. Then the people they go be vulnerable for your actions, because if people they will come in for that place where you know if you defend them, you know if you protect them. Gangs they go come in, La Republic go create fake amber boys, they go come in, and so the population now start for suffer because you do agitative action and you not build a force will be strong enough. See, after you push La Republic out, that force will be strong enough for defend the people them, provide peace, provide security, and take that place for turn them into an Ambazonia liberated territory. That's why those actions will be constituted and summarized as agitative actions for the purpose for which say, okay, Cameroon go talk, say, okay, when I come no make we talk. As long as you not get the capacity, you not get the capabilities, you not get the means, you not get the manpower for fill the void of say the block by block make the territory ungovernable, don't push Cameroon out. If you not fill in that void, your actions they be not only agitative actions. So Sako IG, Siseko IG, they follow an agitative strategy for the purpose for go someday, somehow, Bia he had go sweet and he go call for an all-inclusive negotiation so that they will go sit down for table negotiate. This one not be an accusation on anybody. This one are pure scientific facts. Because, why they be scientific facts? Because none of these groups I don't mention now. Since 2018, they don't put more guns on the ground than the guns that be there on the ground for 2018 and 2019. Alright? They never put more guns, they never recruit forces, they never train forces. And if you look at them, their group, their fighters, they don't be diminished. Because through the county by county strategy, as they make big promises for these boys, where they talk, say they launch my trip to Boya, and all these boys go gather themselves, say they want to fight under my trip for Boya. As the money not reach ground zero, La Republic come in, it wiped down 681 of these boys. 681! Wipe them all out. Because they will carry all them, say they don't become now LGA police. They don't become an LGA government. They carry them, go put them for school. Maybe she don't they wait for money for my trip for Boya. The boy they wait they so take beer come off for their head. That they leak their list and location. They can't wipe all them out. All wanna know these things then. So AMBAZONIA and the for be very smart. If we continue for go down this road, for support people, they never ever give them a strategy. They never ever give them a roadmap. They need the trained forces, and all we know say they need the trained forces because we never see the size of their forces increase. If we look their videos for their soldier then for 2018, for October 2018, and we look their videos of their soldiers for October 2019, and we look their videos of their soldier for October 2020, we go see say the soldiers instead they is small, they need to increase. And if they look the videos for 2019 and 2020, for October 2020, October 2019, and October 20 for Independence Day, if you look them, the soldier, their weapon never increase. Look these groups and what don't name them. Go check their Independence Day videos. That's why their actions be constituted, be summarized as or defined as actions of agitation. Now, make we contrast that with the policy of the Governing Council of AMBAZONIA. We, as we already explained, because we must get an honest conversation with people there about their future, their decisions, their actions, and their destiny. We can't forget this conversation. We are not shy away from this conversation. This conversation not be a group versus group thing. Now an AMBAZONIan conversation. Now something we concern all we until we do the right thing. The truth shall set you free. That's what they're talking for the big book. You feel run away from the truth because it be inconvenient. Because you look at what these things, you look at this education and like, oh, now part of the infighting. No, not be part of the infighting. Now contrastive analysis. You must examine what you would do now for be able to move forward as a people. We got to examine what you don't do and right up until now. What do those actions mean? And I don't summarize them for now. Not argue, go do your own investigation and make that report for the AMBAZONIA people then. 2 months ago, I put out a challenge for all AMBAZONIA. I put out a challenge for Yerima. I put out a challenge for Sako. I put out a challenge for Chris Anu. Any AMBAZONIA where you get a video where since 2019 and 2020, including even now for 2021, if an AMBAZONIA there for outside day, where you get a video where Yerima of Siseko IG, he buy 10 gun, they take that 10, they buy 10 gun, they put them, they go give them for 1 brigade. Say now 10 gun than this, where Yerima Siseko IG of Yerima would how they talk so. Yerima Siseko IG. Now they 10 gun then this way they buy them and they give them for these forces for Manu, or they give them for these forces for Fako, or they give them for these forces for Coupe, or they give them for these forces for Bui, or for Momo, or for Mezam, or for Ngoketunja, or for Boyo, or for Menchum. If any person a day where he get that video, it don't reach that 2 months. I don't put $1,000 bet for 2 months. There is no AMBAZONIA. We don't bring evidence. Say Yerima of Siseko IG, Sakoyi and Chris Anu, Akwanga or even Bo Hebet, they don't take 10 guns, they don't buy 10 guns. They give them for 1 force for ground zero. When I bring that video, whether not for 2019 or 2020 or 2021, I will give you $1,000. And if I not produce the videos because I don't bring that 2 months, let me say, when I understand the talk, and the talk, the truth shall set you free. Lies will keep you as an occupied people. If you continue for lie for yourself, if you continue for believe for a lie, and you know saying a lie, and you continue for believe for it, now you the deceive yourself. Now you the fool yourself. Now you the hold yourself back. Not be Paul Biya, not be France, not be America, not be Germany, not be na the UN, not be African Union. Now you the hold yourself back because you the believe for things they will not lie. You the believe for people the way you know say that they lie for you because there is no evidence for what they talk about, because there is no roadmap where they don't provide them for you, and there's no strategy. And you so continue for believe in them, and you continue for support them. And then the worst thing, you dey fight the people that they do the right thing. So now they hold each other back. Now la the public they hold you back, or now you the whole Ambazonia back. Now you the whole Ambazonia back. Based on your own self-deception. Because of your own lies where you tell yourself. The truth shall set you free. Lies will keep you under occupation. Not be me talking. Because the truth will set you free. The truth, it will make you do the right thing. It will make you follow a roadmap and follow actions where they will give you independence. Talk, and it will give you independence. Corruption, it will give you independence. Manipulation, it will give you independence. Empty noise against other group, it will give you independence. Empty talk against people that they do the real work and that they produce results for the Ambazonian people them every day. Your fight against them, your right up against them, it will give you independence. Now all those things you hold in the back. Now make we look for the other side. Because the one concern all we. The only reason we will never move forward. Now because these movements, that they make what people, that they follow the same policy of La République du Cameroon for divide the Ambazonian people them by tribes, divide Ambazonian people them by their villages, divide Ambazonian people them by their witty, by their country meeting. They don't divide Ambazonians so that Ambazonians they know will get a focused liberation strategy. So that this one they go only believe in this one. This one they go only believe in this one. This one they go only believe in this one. At the end of the day, there is no collective actions. Because the people they be manipulated. And therefore there's no collective focus. So the people they not channel their resources and energy for the thing we go give them liberation. Cameroon don't be defeated by the block by block strategy. We're an agitative strategy. Alright? Cameroon don't lost the war because of that strategy. But if you look for most places where ADF never really put those forces there is no force on the ground. We get the capacity for even hold a small village. Or we get the capacity for hold a community. Or for hold a town. Not to talk of a whole state. There is none. Why? Why we go defeat Cameroon and we leave the territory, make our people begin to suffer kidnapping for ransom. While people begin to suffer for extortion. After we already defeat Cameroon. It be unheard of in the world. Say a people go defeat an occupier. But they don't take over the place. That's why the ADF be very focused. That's why the leader of our war of independence for the late part of 2020, he can't tell you about the stabilization plan. Say since we don't defeat La République du Cameroon, we get for move in, for stabilize the ground, for give our people them the confidence of the liberation. For move in beyond block by block and sporadic actions. We get for move beyond spontaneous actions for just the mere purpose of excitement. We get for go into structured actions. We get for move for put in the structures them where they will make Ambazonian people take ownership of the land. And until we build a replacement force for replace Cameroon police, Cameroon gendarme, Cameroon army, we go to spin in circles. We not fit talk say we want take the country back, but we will not want follow for build in the force, the defense force, where the world fit see them, where the world know them, with the command and control structure, where people go get hope on the ground. The governing council from October 2020, November, December, it take with 3 months for launch the stabilization project, for raise the money, and for build, to train the forces, for equip the forces, for arm the forces. It take with 3 months. Now, for the first time, for Ambazonian people, their history, where we don't build a professional force on the ground. Most of all the other ADF forces, them too, they be in a block by block forces. They be agitative forces. They be resistant forces. All right? They be in a peripheral forces. Now, the first time this, with the ADF, from October 2020 to November and December, it take with 3 months. I be outside every day, educate on that strategy. When I believe for the strategy, when I trust the strategy. Why when I believe for the strategy? Because the strategy makes sense. Why when I believe for the action? Because it makes sense. Because it be based on science. Because that's something where you know say it be real. We not just talk about it. When we raise the money, they buy some of the guns. Una see them. Even the video will be leaked by Grandpa for Bali. We wanna see a lot of those ADF materials. Where Grandpa make video on the 1st of January, show all una. Una not even know saying I think this will go on. So why would they make the talks about? Would they do the planning? They be buy the materials and because the forces be doing that training. And they deliver them every month. Whatever we raise them every month, they buy the materials them add them. For February 2021, the general, it prepared the forces and they can commission the forces for una front. Una see the forces. Una see the money we una give them. How we take them, we translate them into physical forces. And we move person from America. Take it, enter right for ground zero. An American special forces. A soldier will be for the American special forces. A retired soldier. He get 25 years of experience. He come out, enter ground zero for go train ADF Akamatsu special forces. Any other group, a day where don't can do this kind of work for sure now. Even the people there, they raise $2 million. They not be fit for put one gun on the ground. But the small $200 and something thousand who raise them for 3 months, when I see the miracles who produce them on the ground. When I see the miracles who produce them for on the ground. Talk. Be cheap. Any person feel open a loud, empty mouth. And talk and talk and talk and talk and coach other people them. Even the people they can't tell when I say they want to be in a national army. When I give them the money, when I go hold them responsible. Since 2019 don't finish. 2020 don't finish. Now 2021 this. Who's at the National Army Day? None of una don't ever see one gun or one soldier. None of una. Who's at the money day? But una they still go listen for them. Una continue. Them they not be the problem. Now you be the problem. Now una be the problem. Now you be the problem. Because you think say lies. One day you go hook up all those lies. They will can't turn into truth. You deceive yourself. Compare that with the project we will launch on. And the leader say, PS, please lead this project. It make me the coordinator for the stabilization project. I come out, visit all una, we visit communities, explain the whole concept and ideology. And when we don't finish, we'll come back on now. We'll present the forces to the various communities, whether they be the key stakeholders in terms of contribution. We'll visit Una, show Una all the videos. And even Pastor Sekwebini, he sent a message. When you see the video be leaked out 2 days before the launching. And he see the video of ADF Stabilization Force. He carry his hand, put him for his head. He say, Mama Mie, Chai. He asked Capo Daniel, you sure say these forces now on our own? You sure say these forces so now for AMBAZONIA? Because even Pastor Sekwebini, he not be ever believe, say be possible for conceptualize an idea, deliver the idea, explain the idea for the people them, and then you do the hard work for build the forces and give them back for the people them. He not be ever believe. He asked and say, you sure say this, you sure say na AMBAZONIA this? You say yes, pa. Now for liberated territory, we can launch the forces for now. We show now. And the video this. Talk be cheap. Make the difference today. Because now for here, we get for change who will be. Wait till it happen now. Now give me a moment. Ma upload another video so that may all we be for the same page. Because when I know say that's what me a day. Me I be person I like for do my thing then with a clean heart. Because I know say the future, not only when people they do the things that will be straight, things that will be clean, and things that they will lead the people them for the results with the people they want them. It will be based on hard work. First, now the video this or who said that video this? Now the video this where they talk where Grandpa of Bali it be leaked the video for ADF forces and this ADF material.
Okay. Ambazonian people there, Assalamu all. Happy New Year. I chop New Year with ADF there. Where they be come out calm, they be come out for buy their stick them. And they stick them this. Where they become for our skin. And then we then keep them. Say me wish down. So now they stick them this way, they be carry them. So they not become with bad aim, we don't return their gun.
Alright. Now the video that way, Grandpa of Bali be leaking for ADF materials, where our forces they just come out for go buy them and then they come back. And that one be been for just for that period. Now one of the batch for the materials and that make we bring another force. When they don't finish all the forces, they don't train the forces, and the Buankan they prepare for launch the forces. Make we show now because now we get for move now for action, not be only talk. And any group in office show the results to the people. It be unacceptable. Now in this.
The be na military already on ground, the military this way they control ground zero. AJ the army of the people. When I see them, na military already. We fight war with bow. We fight war with AK-47, G3, M16 chain cutters. Na see them. Nigeria by action. Na see they were part of the battalion in this. Na see them. No be easy. Yes, today the 8th January. So they'll look at so, and they'll believe them. The army this where they control ground zero. Now the army this on ground zero. Now we see how. No be mob. It is so under the Supreme General of the ADF. A general by action, no be general by mob. I see battalion, a battalion this. Wow. Ambassador, I pray for the begin there. When I pray for the Supreme General of the ADF, that the battalion they will bring independence of this country, not in this. When I see them. Well equipped. This is the army of the people. The army they control ground zero. Ambassador, I see them. It don't be easy, but now God will get power. No be by power, but by the grace of God. Official,
Yeah.
That the biggest of all number that be this.
Thank the egg of ADF for your handwork. If you want to see ADF and egg of if you want to look and find on a handwork than this, we thank God. SKI! I hear you! SKI! I hear you! Who's your form commandant? Correct. aya, Waboloko, aya.
All right? We got to move beyond noise. We got to move beyond empty talks. The Ambazonian people don't suffer for far too long. Manipulation don't go free people. People they tell us say they be una government. But they not fit put even small, they not fit build even small forces on the ground. They not fit even recruit forces for una. They not fit equip forces for una. Una stop this nonsense. We must stop this nonsense. We must focus for liberation of our people then and for guide them. For what to go give them hope and what to go give them that independence. We don't defeat Cameroon. Why would no one put in the forces? For sure the international community say, as we don't defeat Cameroon through the block by block strategy of making the territory ungovernable, increase the cost of the occupation, stop economic exploitation, now we fill in the gap. All the places where Cameroon be dead, now we fill in the gap for give our people them peace, security, and stability. Today, I want to release a video for una. For ADF community schools, for liberated territory, and not only the Ambazonian Defense Forces, because of the capacity of their strength, because of their power, they build community schools so that for places where they feel protect them, because those places, they don't be over the last maybe 2 years, those communities, they don't totally be under the control of Ambazonia Defense Forces. And life, they go on for those communities very well. We are picking them for they go school, they live in peace, they do sports, and things that they develop for those communities. Because we follow a structure. We need just to say, go kill two a kelebe, or give boys them 3 AKs, 5 AK for year. We build a powerful structure force where if we guarantee the well. Say as we fight, we agitate, we develop, we resist Cameroon, we also take the responsibility for fill in the gap. And that they work that way, the Ambazonia Defense Forces, it be good at past any other movement. That's why the governing council of Ambazonia, you need to preach any rush for go negotiate with La Republic of Cameroon. That's why other movement, they don't carry enough for their head. Negotiation. Every day in a negotiation. You go negotiate with it. How you go negotiate something when in your country? You go negotiate, say now how many states, now which of those might call them divisions or subdivisions? How many divisions and how many subdivisions you don't already liberate them? Wait, one go negotiate. How many divisions, how many subdivisions you don't already liberate them, kick Cameroon totally out, and you control the territory, that block. How many of them you don't liberate them? Where you want to go negotiate? I just ask. My name is Nasu. I be the person with the cost people them they think. So if you know if you show subdivisions and divisions, we don't really liberate them, or states, we don't really liberate them, then what you want to go negotiate for? When I see now why those actions they be constituted, they be defined as agitative actions. When I see now why those people they need to recruit forces, when I see why they raise all this money, but when I need to see the money for ground, when I do understand them now, that's why if you define their actions as agitative movements. If after 5 years, a movement not show now a well-constituted force with a command and control structure, a movement not fit name a general will be responsible for a force. They just leave me being a loose. That's why being a agitative actions. Because if you talk, so you get forces, but not get no total command and control structure. And there's no general. The Ambazonian Governing Council, through the Ambazonia Defense Forces, they build a lot of community schools to Ambazonia. Thousands of Ambazonia begin them. They go for the Governing Council of Ambazonia Community Schools. Because, why? Because as we push Cameroon out through the block-by-block strategy, through spontaneous sporadic actions, we build in the forces where they feel guarantee peace, security, and stability for liberated areas. And therefore, we get the capacity for defend and protect the Ambazonia picking them when they did for school. That's why. So, first, we push Cameroon out. Number two, we put in a force for consolidate the victory so that we take that territory, turn them into an Ambazonian territory. For consolidate the territory with that force. That one guarantee protection of our people then. First, Ambazonia Flag Day, na liberated territory, we feel guarantee the protection of our people then. We feel guarantee peace, security, and stability for our people then. And if we now look for those areas where ADF get total control for liberated territories, there's no kidnapping for ransom, there's no crime, there's no extortion, businesses that go on for those places very well. But most important thing, we are beginning to go schools. They go which schools? They go Ambazonian, they attend Ambazonian community schools. Because if you talk so you know one Cameroon schools, you must build an empowering alternative. If you talk so you know one Cameroon army, police, and gendarme, you must fill in the void with an empowering alternative. If you not do one, your actions have been agitative actions. So today, I want to sweet with a heart for distinguish, or make it a final distinction between the noise makers and the leaders. Between movement where they only make a noise, with big names, but nothing to show for, versus practical results, where I don't present the defense result for now. Many times I don't show videos of picking them, where they were picking where they play ball for our community schools. Videos that don't come out, where they don't hide what picking their face, make I deliver those videos for una, and then I go show una one final video where what picking they don't graduate from Ambazonia community schools. When I listen, now what picking and this they don't cover all their faces, with the teachers their faces for our community school. When I hear
now in school.
The children are writing their sixth sequential evaluation.
Yes, I believe this is class 1. So how many of them? What is the enrollment?
The total enrollment of class 1 is 73.
73 pupils. They are writing their
Sixth sequential
their sequential evaluation, and after this they will be going home for holidays. All right, this is class 1. I will be getting to class 2. This is class 2 with the enrollment of 59, and they are as well, just like class 1, writing their sequential evaluation. After this, they will be going on holidays. The teaching staff in this very class is 1, and you can see how serious they are, and we hope that next time it will be better. Well, this is class 3, and the enrollment is 26. They have just finished with the first paper, that is marking the seat evaluation. And if you look critically on the board, you see what they're doing. And this sequential evaluation is a sign that they will soon be going home for third term holidays to reopen another time, and we hope that the population increased. So we hope the best for the children. This is class 4. They are writing their sequential evaluation, which will be seeing them off for their third term holidays. And it should be noted that they will be resuming, and we hope that the number that will be resuming for the first term should be far more better than what we have now, so that we can be able to make off the staffing situation. So if you look, they are writing on typed papers, and I think this is the first class that is writing on typed papers. You can see the kids, they're serious, and we wish them the best. Well, this is class 5, and they are on their sixth sequential evaluation, promotion exams. This will be seeing them up for the third term holidays. And after this, the number is too small, but with hopes that when the first term resumes, there will be good number of them who will see the need of going to school. So you can see many of them writing, they are serious, and if you look on the board, you discover that there's a lot of work for them to do. So they are writing their promotion exams, which is the sequential evaluation, and so many of them will be promoted to the next class, that is class 6. Now this is class 6. Right now they are not writing any sequential evaluation. They will be writing next week. Reasons being that the teachers have prepared them for the certificate, that is a testimonial, and they will be beginning their exams next week. We should mark that today. Today is the first day they are beginning their exams, and as such, they will be going for third term with class 6. This is class 6, and they will be writing their to get their testimonials next week.
The difference between a liberation strategy versus agitative strategy of the noisemakers. I'm sure say every single Ambazonian, you want me to move forward. You want me the world take we serious. You want to see more community schools. You want to see more liberated territories. When will be put the videos outside of these stabilization forces, where they call them say they are kamatsus. Una heart be over sweet because it's a sign of progress for the Ambazonian people. You know these things. You want progress. You want to see thousands of AMBAZONIA picking them. Whether they attend community schools or liberated territory. You want those things. You want health, community health centers all across AMBAZONIA. You want those things because now the things that they fight for. You want to make market begin to open for AMBAZONIA liberated territories. And Mami the fees sell in peace. And no colonial police, gendarme, army, or colonial council will come there, can't talk to me to pay colonial tax for market. You want those things. As you push Cameroon out, we must develop the honesty and maturity for let go of the noise, for bypass the noise. An intelligent person, which they call a person they call it say be intelligent, a person they talk say be smart. Now person if he bypass all the noise and seek the truth and seek vision and seek strategy and seek action. Just like what Papa for Canada Airway donate $10,000 last month, we call it talk owner, the doctor or the professor. It talk say the reason we decide say 2 months before that, he gives $7,500, and then 2 months after, he donate $10,000. Now because he don't follow all the movements them, check all them, make a research on all them, look at all them, and see say they say Dr. Ibacho, he offer the people a clear roadmap, a clear vision, a clear roadmap, and a clear strategy with a plan of action for the liberation of AMBAZONIA. And as a researcher, a scientist, and an educator, a political scientist, who will teach for some of the best universities for the world. It's in a leadership that way. If you don't always dream and for a life, say the AMBAZONIA people forget them. And he knows, say they say, when we follow this leadership, all we will be reasonable, we will be smart, we will be intelligent. When we trust that kind of leadership and put the necessary resources, we will convert those resources into materials on the ground, into structures on the ground, then it shall say by the end of this year, the AMBAZONIA people will gain their freedom. I think that make you an intelligent person. So I want to appeal for all we. Let go of the noise. Any person will not show you results. Any person will not show you the things that they do on for ground. And he talks say when they carry out one explosive, that one not be action. Those things they only cost na $250. You feel sponsor an explosive on the ground. You want to sponsor them. So you don't need a whole movement for use the action of explosive for justify to their existence as a movement. First of all, 90% of all those explosives, they be provided and distributed by the AMBAZONIA Defense Forces. So movement not use the action of one explosive or two explosive for justify their existence for public fundraising. If they not show you a force that they bill for una, for replace Cameroon colonial police, army and gendarme. We must rise above the noise. I call on every papa, every mommy, every family for let go of the negative thinking we don't put on for your head. Follow science. Follow leadership. Follow sound reasoning. Follow people that they work hard. We work hard because we produce results every day. I'm going to make a statement. We go shock all now. People feel make all the noise they want them. At the end of the day, who put more guns on the ground go determine negotiation or go determine what to go happen. Now listen very carefully. People feel call themselves, oh, I tell you a story. I be get a client and if they call himself say Jesus. And a person where he had not be correct. Some it gets psychological issues. It be call itself say Jesus. And with all that, the thing they be the worry, with all the problem they be go through, it walk around carry big cross, say be Jesus. That's why they walk around, all around. A family member they look the wahala, they say pass them. So they talk for other professionals where they go there, they not feel help the man. And some person finally called and say, when I talk for Mr. Asu. They do incredible work for this kind of problem. Then if you really make a difference for that man in condition. So they called me. I say, when I tell me about what he go on with a family member. They say, well, he don't reach now for stage where he walk around, they call himself, say be Jesus. And now he go around, carry this cross, say be Jesus. When I hear, he walk around for the whole family. No shoes, no shirt, just carry cross. And he talk to himself, say be Jesus. So they call me, they say, we don't bring these book people, them big one, the way that they call themselves, I respect all book people, them. We don't bring them, but enough help for change the condition. Sometimes they will carry the man, go lock him for some place for a few days. And then when they leave, the condition will be the same. I say, no problem. I say, when I tell me, so they can't tell me, say, now the condition this, and the man they go around, carry cross, say, in name of Jesus. I say, okay, no problem. I say, you say, in name of Jesus. Okay. I said, but what will be a real name? They can't tell me. So I go there. Before I want to go there, I don't go buy big hammer. And I buy big nail then. I go for the place that they call and say Home Depot. I go buy big hammer. And I buy big nails then. So that means that I don't come out. I show up for the place where I don't make appointment for go do consultation with the family. As a strategic interventionist or a master hypnotherapist, I show up in style. If say be Jesus, I say, okay, no problem, you be Jesus. Me, I get hammer and I get nails. So now me that. The moment the man see me, I come on inside motor. I call the family member, they can't help me make I carry this big hammer. And then a big box of nails. The man see me. He want to see a hammer that at the carry hammer. They say, I ask them, say, what's that the man there? The point I say, now for that room, the old she don't. And then I say, don't she don't need. You need shake. You need, you know, even the eye, they need shake. He just she don't like say, need breathe. I enter the room. I say, are you Jesus? He say, yes. I say, are you Jesus? He say, yes. I say, are you the one called Jesus? He say, yes. I say, make the family member, they give me the hammer. They give me hammer. I say, make they give me nail. They give me nail. I say, stand up. He say, what is that? I say, you say you are Jesus, right? Before the family member, they want to see him. He don't throw away the cross. This man, when they say he talk again. Now so the man run. He throw away cross. He run. Come out inside the room. He don't get the message. He get the message. He come up from being Jesus to becoming John immediately. Man we say no one talk again. Now that they run, the holla, they go. I don't need, no person. He don't need any cure. You just get them out of their fucking bullshit. Alright? Anyways, I end up for work with this person. Do a lot of strategic intervention sessions. And finally rehabilitate it, change your life. I need to live a very normal life. Because we'll be happy. Not be not talk. Now walk. So the governing council of AMBAZONIA, we must help this just because some person call his name say be Jesus. Some of them they be sick. That's why they claim this title of government. Just like that man with the claim say be Jesus. When I show up with a hammer and a nail, now he understand the consequences for him for call himself say Jesus. And he hide under that identity say be Jesus. For manipulate the family. Baby get a real mental condition. But they take them for manipulate their families. Because they don't want to take the responsibilities of life. So that they go hide under these hypnotic names. It calls them all these things. But I hope say now we understand. When Sako is Secretary of State, whether they call it say Martin Ayim. The day we meet up Nagitibo face to face. When he introduced himself to Nagitibo, because Nagitibo the meet up, he be make an open conference for talk about Africa and all the issues for Africa. Martin Ayim, where they call himself say Bisako is Secretary of State. When he meet up Nagitibo face to face, and they give microphone, he take microphone, they give microphone. He talks say, my name is Martin Ayim. I am from Cameroon. He not talk say, my name is Martin Ayim. I am the Secretary of State of the interim government of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. The video there outside. I don't play for una many times in the past. You see the hypnosis? Now the fucking bullshit that. They the only can lie for the Ambazonia people say they be a government. But when it stand for Nagitibo face, enough he talks it be government. Enough he talks it be a Secretary of State for a government. Because they know it's a lie. But they only make that noise now for the Ambazonian people then. We gotta be very careful. Just because people they call themselves certain names, it don't mean say they get the powers, capacities, or the means. Forbid that. I'm sure for your life you don't answer all kind of names. Some of them don't answer names they call Rambo. But it be truly Rambo. When one person blow you, you go fall. Even one person, just small person, it just can knock you for your shoulder. You don't even get the stamina for even, but you talk to be Rambo. Some of now, when I will call ourselves a prophets. Some of now when I name na Bill Clinton. Some of now when I name na Michelle Obama. But are you truly Michelle Obama? Just because you bear a name, because you like the idea of the name, it don't make you that person. A lot of people, they call themselves Jesus. Even their own headache, they never fit for change their own headache. Even some of them, they call themselves Jesus. The cigar they smoke and the alcohol they drink and never fit for stop. We not stop this nonsense. So, all intelligent people, we must let go of all these lies. Oh, they don't lie, una. And if any person of show una the results of which they preach for una, then they not get a problem. Now you get a problem for believing in them. All right? They talk say, if you lie, you fool me once, shame on you. You fool me twice, shame on me. If people they can't lie for una, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 5 years after, there is no result to the official now, then shame on you for believing in lies. I don't reveal now the truth. We don't show now what community schools and what the bill. We don't show now the work with the general they do for ground zero. If we want results, we follow results. We follow people that they work hard and not talk. We promise the stabilization forces, we build them in 3 months. Everything we don't promise them, we don't deliver them for the Ambazonia people. Which I want to tell you now, the consistency of our focus, it gives we the stamina and the stability. The noise, they go die. These 5-minute superstar actions, they go come, they go. Fame, now this person. All those things, they go come, they go. Without consistency, there is no predictability. Without consistency, there is no predictability. The consistency of Dr. Ayabai leadership for the Ambazonian people, them. The consistency of our policies, the consistency of our strategies, the consistency of our public utterances. Would he talk with maturity? Would he talk with measured speech? Our goal and for focus on the strategy. Most of what we don't see, we see for the Ambazonian people, them. APL and for Dr. Kwanga, it don't crumble. Bo Herbert, Morris, don't crumble. Ayoktabe, IG, it don't almost disappear to almost non-existent because it will be based on a lie, it will be based on fraud, and it will be based on manipulation. All right? Sako, IG, it don't come, same thing. Now only noise, and attack on other groups. There is nothing to show for. All right? A lot of these things, they will crumble. Most of the lies and the propaganda, they will die. Only one thing will remain. The truth. Not only the truth. A vision will be founded on truth. A strategy will be founded on science. A roadmap will be based on research. And actions will be based on solid structures. Those things, they will stand the test of time. Usama Barretta Day, it don't disappear. Gary Boy come. He said, "I be the superstar for the revolution." It take one for 20 different directions in no short period of time. Everything where they touch them, it crumble. They touch this, it crumble. They touch that, it crumble. They take when I go here, it crumble. Everything crumble. Since then, we don't remain consistent. Our education, it don't get better. Our leadership don't get better. Our delivery don't get better. Our style don't get better. Our composure don't get better. The people don't attract them for support the revolution, high class, high quality. Everything they get better and better and better and better. Our forces on the ground, they be 10, 20 times, 30 times, 40 times, 50 times, 100 times more stronger than any other structure on the ground. Every month, every month with the increase, with the money we raise them every month, with the increase the size of the stabilization forces. So if every month we only increase them by 10, every month we increase them by 10, every month we increase them by 10, every month we increase them by 10. Calculate from October, all right, from November, December, we'll finish the training. They don't increase the forces January, they increase the forces in February, they increase the forces for March, April, May, June. Every single month, month in, month out, we increase the stabilization forces small. We raise money every month, we increase them. We raise money every month, we increase them. We raise money every month, we increase them. Why others did they talk every day? Not only talk. We work every single day, because we know say at the end, at the only thing that will matter for the Ambazonian people. Then. At the end, now wait till you put them on the ground, now it go matter. All this noise for outside in and things. Trust on structures. Trust people that they get character. Trust people that they get integrity. Trust people that if you count on their words. Trust people the way when you give them your $1,000, you know say they go take them. They buy the number of bullets. You give them money for a machine gun. They go buy a machine gun. They make a video for that machine gun and they send them for you privately. Say papa, auntie, sister them. Now the money this one again, some they buy a machine gun again for forces. General don't receive and now the video this way general make up for now. And the thing they want them. Now leadership that. The Ambazonia this way will be now. We must be able to end the corruption where the public don't implant them for Ambazonia. We must clean corruption and manipulation for our people them before we go for the reach Ambazonia. We must dismantle all the manipulation and all the propaganda before we reach Ambazonia. We must align with our people then. We must align with our people then. The leader, he got a meeting over the weekend with John Bakoro, where he come out for the state of Momo, and with Sikot Judson, where he been a strong supporter of Sako and Iringwa. But he don't see how they don't destroy those forces of the TTA for commando. He forces them. And he don't see the necessity. Say the ADF strategy for dismantle Cameroon and fill in the gap, for work with other forces them, unite with other forces them, collaborate with other forces them, for reconcile. It be na the policy we go deliver and guarantee independence to the Ambazonian people quicker. So the leader get a meeting with Sikot and John Bakuro for bring them together for see how they feel reconcile the Ambazonia Defense Forces and the forces of TTA under commando, so that Guzang, if he get a collaborative force, so that the TTA and the ADF, they go work hand in hand, because ADF don't really stabilize Guzang. Because even if Sikot Johnson talks, well, TTA, we not get no choice. The ADF don't put a brigade of their Kamato for here, and when I see how things they don't change. It be for an advantage for come openly and work with them and start for collaborate with them, so that all man go fit start for feel that sense of independence. We must deliver freedom to our people then. We feel work together if we throw away all this manipulation. We feel work together if we be honest with ourselves. So that a person where you only get 2 guns and the person where you only get 10 guns, we not fit still work together. Now it go make Ambazonia will get 12 guns for that place. You get 50 soldiers and the other person gets 6 soldiers. Those 6 soldiers they still be useful, because if you add on your own 50, they make none of 56 soldiers. Collective efforts. One Ambazonia. If we do them, they will need leadership. And the egg of sea will continue to provide that leadership for the places where they matter. Guzan don't be stabilized. The stabilization forces today. And it will be to the advantage of the TTA forces them, for them to reconcile and feel at home for Guzan and feel at home for Momo. Momo na for always, Ambazonia na for always. So we will continue to take the steps them for stabilize the ground, consolidate our gains, and expand our efforts. Make a live now with this image. The image of one show wanna be very sensitive. I think they still get some security features and they might live and make it go through clearance first. Alright? Now the conversation this, and the talk this, as always. I hope say we don't talk what matter for all we don't present facts and present evidence based on empirical knowledge, based on objective reasoning, based on critical thinking. All right? So maybe we'll continue this kind of discussion. And also for your own life, I want to appeal for you. If you want to make progress, the progress will come now on 3 things. 3 things will give you progress. You want a free coaching. Number 1, create a vision for your life. Maybe an education vision. Maybe you want to go back to school. Create an education vision, if that one matter for you. Which kind of education will matter for the future of Ambazonia in the next 5 years? Create a vision. 2, you create your blueprint or your roadmap. You go create your roadmap. Which kind of education the step then we go take and for achieve that education. Maybe you did now, you just get high school. Maybe you come out school 20 years ago. And now things don't change. Go back. In the next 5 years, you go be for a different place. But you go start now by what you do today. Thinking about it, it don't go take you there. For go sit down for some church. You pray from morning till night, it no go take you there. Wait till go take you there, you sit down. You carve a vision for your life. Maybe na education vision, maybe na a financial vision, maybe na a vision for your relationship, maybe na a vision for your business. Create a plan of action. Now wait till I go do and for achieve these goals. Number 3, start the work. Work harder than any person. If na school, be the best student. Study more than anyone. Research more than anyone. You will see, say, in the next 5 years, if you create the vision, you put in the hard work, you follow the plan, you go get there. You go reap what you sow. If you plant na only 2 icon, then remember when harvesting time come, now that one you go get them. If we not continue for plant empty noise, manipulation, we not go reap what you not sow. A people without a vision will perish. A people who don't get a roadmap, they go spin around in circles. A people with no one work hard, but they believe now on corruption and manipulation. We not go reap poverty, diseases, and terrorism. Cameroon a primary warning for all now. Now a country will be based on manipulation, it be based on propaganda, it be based on deception, it be based on corruption, and it be based on laziness. If you know one, make AMBAZONIA be like Cameroon. Change your ways. If you know one made drag una to the past, una change una ways. If you know one corruption, una change una ways. Una don't get 5 years. I don't go spare anybody. We must preserve the integrity of what made them for ground. We must preserve the integrity of the aspiration of the AMBAZONIAN people. We don't go spare anybody. If I need to spare Pobia, I don't go spare nobody for AMBAZONIA. If we need to spare La République, then we will tolerate any corruption, manipulation, and deception within AMBAZONIA. We will not build a future on manipulation. We will not build a future on deception. We will not build a future on corruption. We will not build a future on embezzlement. We will not fit. If you know what made the past, made the future be like the past, we must abandon corrupt, injected politicians, embezzlers, scammers, manipulators, and empty noise makers. I don't challenge them more than 3 times. No man will ever call me for the interview. I do wait. I'll be ready for debate them for any platform and at any time. And the same message I don't send on Pobia. We'll be ready for Shidon for TRO TV for debate Pobia about AMBAZONIA versus Cameroon. We'll be ready for debate the Cameroon Prime Minister on CRO TV, AMBAZONIA versus Cameroon. We'll be ready for debate Betty Asomo for CRO TV, AMBAZONIA versus Cameroon. We'll be ready for debate any person, including these scammers and enablers. May they call me for SCBC. I'll be ready for debate Yerima. May Chris Anu invite me for SCBC, for ABC TV. I'll be ready for debate all them. May Gary Boy invite me for a platform. My name is Asu. As we don't talk, we no go spare anybody. We no go spare anybody with the whole our people them back. We must speak the truth and give our people them back the power where they need them for liberate themselves. When I get a good night, If you get any question, my phone number there for you, when I call me. My phone number there for you for the people and for SCBC for call me for a debate with VP Comrade Yerima of Sisiku Yerima IG. My phone number there for you for Chris Anu for call me for an interview on ABC on the issues of Ambazonia. I be ready for debate Chris Anu and Sako. So to be ready even for Papa Ambazonia, even for Bo Herbert, even a Gary Boy, even a Mark Barretta, any person will be ready for debate the issues subject by subject, evidence by evidence, and for table the results and make the Ambazonian people they know. I'll be ready for debate any person at any time. So when I tell them, when I get a good night, may God bless all now.